Okay, let's talk marginal analysis. What we really are wondering is what is marginal cost and what is marginal revenue? And essentially marginal revenue is the additional revenue that you add to your pile of money when you sell one more unit. And unless we are talking about a firm with market powers like a monopolist, for most of us, we're in a perfectly competitive market. And whether or not we sell one unit or we sell 200 units, we're still facing the market price for every single unit sold. And what that means is just that as I sell one more unit, how much I add to that pile of money is just equal to the price. So for instance, if we face a price in the marketplace of $10, then if I sell one unit, I add $10 more to my pile of money. And if I sell 200 units, I sell $10 more to that pile of money. In other words, it's just equal to the market price. And so marginal revenue, we just pull down the line and we say, well, if the price is $10, then for each unit produced, I just received $10. And so then let's go to marginal cost, which is a little bit more complex. Marginal cost is about how the total check I have to write changes as I produce more and more units. And intuitively, you all know that as you produce more, how much it costs for each unit starts to change. Maybe you're able to invest in a new way to organize your capital and labor. And so at the first unit produced, it's just equal to, what was the check I had to write when I wasn't selling anything? That's just fixed costs. Versus what's the check I have to write now that I'm selling one thing? That's probably fixed costs plus variable costs. And so as I go down the line, I can see in this case, if I sell 150 units, I have to write a total check for all my expenses of $200. But if I sell 151 units, I now have to write a check of $210. And what this translates to is a marginal cost that's the difference between the two. It's the how much more of a check I had to write. And so in this case, we see it's 210 minus 200, the check I used to have to write versus the check I have to write now. And so my marginal cost to produce the 151st unit is $10. And in this case, we can see something pretty miraculous, that the marginal cost equals the marginal revenue, meaning the best I can do to profit maximize is to produce where marginal cost equals marginal revenue. In this case, it happens at 151 units produced. If, however, there's a market shock and say there's a brand new substitute in the marketplace for my good and the price for my good changes from $10 to say $5, I have to accept that $5 price. That's kind of a bummer, because now at the 151st unit produced, my marginal cost is greater than my marginal revenue. And what that basically says is I'm giving up more resources to produce that unit than I get in return. And so what must happen to my profit? It has to go down, because I'm spending more for that than I'm getting in return. But for all units where the marginal revenue outweighs the marginal cost, that means I'm getting more in revenue than I'm spending to produce that, and I should go ahead and produce. And where they're exactly equal, that's where I need to stop, because that's the best I can do considering all the options around me. So hopefully that clears up a little bit about how marginal cost and marginal revenue interact with total cost and price.